that hits all of us, especially us here in West Texas, really, really hard. Uh, Terry Funk was a legend in every sense of the word. He is the reason West Texas wrestling is what it is. Hardcore legend, a legend outside the ring. There's you're okay. I don't know if he's watching live, but it spoke with Scar a little earlier today, and I know he's going to be watching the podcast a little later on. He's doing a little training right now. But there you heard it, Scar. He said he's going to break out of it. Like live on the podcast. He said he can break out of your podcast, or break out of your bear hug. So when see it,
clip it.
When you see this, now you know what he looks like.
Before we get into it, there's been a little controversy I've come to find out, so I'm going to have to address it real quick. Apparently, last week I said some things about our new WWE United States champion Logan Paul that upset some people. So I'm going to set the record straight. Logan Paul as a guy, not a fan. As a wrestler, I can honestly say, and I've said it before, he hasn't had a match yet that hasn't been just an absolute banger. So as a wrestler, I've got respect for the guy. Like, I don't understand. He's got all this stuff going on, and I don't understand all these people that just run out and try to support everything he does. And, they try to get their prime drinks all the time. And, oh, that's good.
Stuff.
So you had a B+ on Raw, B- on SmackDown, had a B+ and a B. You want to know what show got an absolute S+ in my opinion?
SCP, that's the one.
That's right. Squared Circle Pros Tornado Slam. What a show. From start to finish. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had
the chat. We have the official tagline for Tornado Slam. So y'all use that information. Go get you a ticket.
It'll be out on our socials. It's on Squared Circle Pros socials as well.
We will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there. You're going to be in Florida with doing Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
We need to talk about that.
Tickle.
That's how the saying goes.
What? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, tickle, tickle. I think, Rick, be concerned if he ever comes to you talking about tickle, tickle.
Hey, all right.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
At the hour and a half mark, I think we've gotten a little
wheelhouse. So all I can say is Los Crudos better bring everything they've got because this is going to be a fight.
I'm pretty sure I've only heard of one Texas death match, and didn't David Arquette almost die?
Did you just talk about David Arquette?
Lord.
Did you bring David Arquette into a wrestling podcast?
I just said, didn't he almost die?
So are we seeing a shift to all your heavyweight stuff on Raw and your high flying luchador stuff on SmackDown?
I can tell you that is charcuterie because Ricochet is on Raw. Okay.
It's not shark.
That is a bunch of shark.
All right.
Well, yeah. With that, we're at.
Beat him down and did so ugly.
Yeah, it did him so bad that he came home after one BCW outing and was like, Emilio Guzman, that's my man. Till today, wearing a War Chief shirt. So you saw how messed up.
Emilio, I got love for you, bro, but it's a cool shirt.
You see how messed up that walloping was, but really,
I was gonna say apparently there's some kind of football game going on tonight, huh?
Thaddeus and Elise, they owe me and Malia dinner now, so get ready.
W right there.
So it sounds like it's a pretty solid
We
Raw.
appreciate all you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, and it was a great Raw.
Labor 12, Labor XII on all the socials, or you can hit laborxii.com.
Can they hear us? Hello, hello.
Well, we're gonna get the guy to work on that real quick.
Boom. That means I can drop every curse word right now. Say the most just out of pocket thing you can think of right now. Oh, never
All
mind.
right, they got us now. Here we are. We got sound. So you know what? We're gonna do that again. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Guapo, Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast, the first one post time change, which is kicking my ass.
Boo. Not a fan.
of the
10 out of
time
10. Do not recommend.
So gonna get back into the thank yous. Want to say thank you to Ross and the boys from Labor 12. Intro outro music is called Head Rush. It is a banger on its own, but is on an album called Monsters, which is also banger after banger after banger. I want to say thank you to American Legacy for our merch. They're taking care of us, Joseph and the guys. I'm gonna tell you what, we're excited. It's gonna be cool. March 23rd at Squared Circle Pro Show, we are going to have Not Your Average Mark hats. We're going to have Not Your Average Mark beanies, and we're going to have Not Your Average Mark skull caps. So be on the lookout for those. Get your official.
I'm going to have to grab me one of them skull caps. I ain't even seen those yet.
Well, this is everybody's chance to get that official Not Your Average Mark merchandise. Thank you to American Legacy for hooking us up with that. And of course, as always, want to say thank you to everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening. Want to say what's up to Jay Conrad Photography. Say what's up to Mikey. Mikey getting that subscription in. Appreciate you. We got our boy Camino in the chat. We got Rick in the chat. Happy to have all you guys here. It's going to be a good show.
So I got to think about you. I wear a hat all day, all right, and it got covered in like sheetrock dust. So,
well, see, starting
can't wear it now.
Starting March 23rd, you can have a different hat. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that hat is over there, but I just forgot to grab it. I don't want to get up now and get it, so alfalfa it is.
It's been kind of a cool week in wrestling. We're gonna go over that. Of course, we'll start it off with some SmackDown from last Friday night.
We should start with Saturday.
We should start with Saturday.
Yes, and then get into SmackDown.
I guess we could do that. Of course, what he's talking about, Saturday, we had the BCW Separate Ways show in Levelland at the TMW Event Center. And it was a hell of a night. I ain't gonna lie about it. There was things changed, and it was the whole night, but man, what a show. We actually started that one out. You know, we had billed that Max Volume Beckett was going to be against Tyler Midas. Got a message from Tyler Midas right before the show. He wasn't going to be able to make it out there. So Max Beckett comes out and starts just running down Tyler Midas, talking about how if he was Tyler Midas, he wouldn't have come out either. And Tyler Midas is a coward, and he's just like everybody in Levelland, Texas, because they're all cowards too.
Whoa.
Straight up threw a challenge out, said there's nobody in the back that can take me on in this ring because they're all cowards too. A very familiar music hits. And on the screen in big letters, you see Bloodlust. And I said, what? And out walks the OTB herself, Lilith Blood, to answer the call.
Sheesh.
It was awesome. The crowd completely lost their minds when Lilith walked out. And of course, Beckett's in the ring talking to the ref saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to fight her. I don't fight girls. I don't think maybe he knows who Lilith Blood is.
I was going to say, yeah, let's Lilith Blood don't fight girls at this point. She just beat up men. That's what she does.
That's a very, very true statement. So she gets in the ring and they start going at it. It was a really great match. I enjoyed every minute of it. I think my favorite part was she threw Max Beckett down, and Max just got up and looked at her like, what the hell just happened? And Lilith said, come on, I'm just a girl, remember? It was so funny. It was a really, really good match. in the end, Max Beckett gets the win, but not before Lilith did. Of course, for those of you who haven't been to a BCW show, BCW has the only 6-sided ring in West Texas. And Max Beckett got clotheslined into each corner, one right after the other, and it was awesome. But in the end, Max Beckett was able to get the win. But while he's standing up and talking trash, Lilith got right back up, because that's what Lilith does. You knock her down, she gets right back up and just waylaid old dude, and then made her way to the back. It took Beckett a minute to get back there after Lilith hit. And I've got to go over to the chat. Mikey saying those hands are rated R or rated E for everyone.
So we've noticed.
Josh saying in the chat that Lilith wants to fight, you fight. And that is the truth. And I hope she never wants to fight me, because damn.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's see you fight, Josh. Huh?
After that, we get your friendly neighborhood Vato Emilio Guzman versus Manolo Dragonfly. Now, there's something to be said. I keep billing him out there as your friendly neighborhood Vato, but your friendly neighborhood Vato has gotten a whole lot less friendly as of late. Like, he's got a real intense, real dark side coming out here lately. And honestly, it showed in this match. But I got to give it to Manolo Dragonfly. Like, Emilio Guzman getting after it, and every single time Dragonfly right back up, right back up, right back up, right back up. So he held his own, but in the end, Emilio gets the win. And we got Daddy Boss 74 in the chat saying unfriendly Vato now. That's right, he's your unfriendly neighborhood Vato.
Yeah.
And of course, Daddy Boss, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you in here. After that, we got what I think may have been the co-match of the night. It's the Defender of Truth, your BCW Texas champion, Gabriel Alexander, going against Exodus Prime. Exodus, of course, winning the opportunity for this match by beating Jeb Bingham at Wild Horses about a month back. And this match was everything you hoped it would be. Both of these guys put everything out there. Like, I was tired watching them. And there were some crazy moves in there, and there were 3 different times that I was like, this is it. We're about to have a new champion. Exodus Prime is about to be your BCW Texas champion. But I will say, as the match went on, right there out of the end, and I hate to use the phrase out of nowhere, but out of nowhere, Gabriel hits the cutter for the win, and the place just erupted. Like, it was insanity.
Man.
And of course, Gabriel got in the corners and held the belt up, and the crowd went nuts over that. It was awesome. At that point, we had to take a break. It's intermission time, because damn, that was crazy. Little bit of tension during the intermission. Of course, we've been talking about the fact that Jeb and Logan were going to go against each other with Mike as the special guest referee. There was a bit of a shoulder check from Logan to Mike during intermission, and I thought we was going to see some throwdown going on right then.
Come on, Mikey. I at least stood on business. I need you to stand on business now.
We're going to get to that. You hold your horses. So we come back from intermission, and what started as a triple threat tag team throwdown got changed up just a little bit. Guerrilla Militia not able to make it out doing Guerrilla Militia business. So we ended up with Team Nefarious, which of course TJ Slater and Atticus Wild going against Team Chancla, which was Angel de Paz and Brusador Violencia. They of course also sat in with me for our pre-show. And next time you guys are in town, the horchata's on me. I'm just saying. Really good dudes. They were a lot of fun to talk to. And I'm not sure whether it'll be this weekend or next week, but if you weren't able to be there for this, before we get into this match, if you weren't able to be there to see this live, we will have video available for you like I said, I don't know if it'll be this weekend or next week, but coming up real soon, we will have, or it'll be this weekend, according to the guy. Seraph says this weekend. So this weekend, we will have video of the whole show for you. Make sure you check that out. Be watching the socials. We'll let you know when it comes out. So we get Team Nefarious versus Team Chancla, and it was a battle. And I've got to say, TJ Slater, nobody does it like TJ Slater. It was so he gets in the middle of the ring. First, I don't know if you've ever seen TJ Slater wrestle, but he's not a big fan of BCW referees.
No.
So the referee goes over to Team Chancla and checks him out, make sure everything's good. Goes to check out TJ, and TJ says, "Don't touch me. Quit being pervy. Don't touch me." And then the ref goes to check his arms, and TJ ends up playing patty cake with him. It was a whole thing. Entertaining to say the very least. But once we get the match started, starts out with TJ and Bruisador. And TJ tells Bruisador, "Stay right here." Bruisador standing in the middle of the ring like this. Says, "Stay right here." TJ hits the ropes and hits a brick wall when he gets to Bruisador. Doesn't move at all.
That says a lot because TJ is a big dude.
TJ is a big dude. But Bruisador tells TJ, "Okay, you stand right here." He hits the ropes, hits TJ. TJ doesn't move. This is going to be a good match.
Yep.
I knew right then this was going to be a great match. And it was. Team Chancla all over the place. And I really, really thought that they had this one won. I did, because they took TJ and Atticus for all they were worth. In the end, Team Nefarious got the win through nefarious tactics. As
It's in the name. He
It
did.
is.
He did the thing.
he he did the thing. But speaking of doing the thing, I almost forgot about that. There was a point in the match where Atticus Wild had Angel de Paz up on his shoulders and squatted him like 2 or 3 times, and that's exactly what TJ did. He said, "Oh, he's doing the thing. He did the thing." It was fun to watch. In the end, though, Atticus gets the win by hitting Angel de Paz with the megaphone. The ref couldn't see it. So they get the nefarious win, but I have a feeling this one's not over. I have a feeling we're gonna see these guys together again.
I think we need to talk to Mike about getting some refs who, look the direction they're supposed to look when things are happening
Well,
in there. Because
in the ref's defense, TJ Slater was over there messing with Bruisador on outside the ring, and so the ref was like, "Hey, get back over on your side." So TJ kind of set that one up. That brought us to Mikey says, "Hey now." That brings us to a match that me personally I've been waiting for a minute, and that was Logan Knight versus Jeb Bingham. This match, of course, set up at the last show at BCW Dangerous, and I'm going to tell you now, if you had an opportunity to see the promos for this, Logan Knight was hot. Like he said, "I'm going to go through Jeb. I'm going to go through Mike if I have to, but my eyes are on that title." And you could tell that's what it was about. Of course, Jeb Bingham always about it. Sarah, speaking of refs that can see things, how are those stars? We'll get to that, the reason for that in just a minute. One thing I've got to say, since we've got Mikey in the chat, I want to throw this out there. I will say right now that Mikey called this match right down the middle. If Jeb was messing up, he was in Jeb's face. If Logan was messing up, he was in Logan's face. He called it fair and square right down the middle. So kudos to you, Mike. That was awesome.
Ref them all. Do them all. You're the new BCW ref.
We had a whole lot of things going on, though. We had Logan outside the ring, and instead of counting him out, Mike went outside of the ring and got him and took him back to the ring, and then had to do the same thing to Jeb. And there's just a whole lot of back and forth like that.
It works.
Mikey ends up taking the brunt of a couple of moves actually, and a chair makes its way into the ring. Logan gets the chair, goes to swing on Jeb. Jeb moves, and who's there? Mikey's there. Mikey taking the chair shot, and he was down. Now, here's the thing. When Exodus Prime came out for their match, of course, at BCW Wild Horses, when he came out, he had the Country Devil with him. When Exodus came out here, he didn't have the Country Devil and couldn't figure out why until we saw the Country Devil come out with Logan Knight. I don't know what Logan Knight's doing, what kind of deal he made with the devil, but Country Devil comes out, and as Mike's on the ground after taking what sounded like a shotgun blast of a chair shot, Country Devil grabs his arm and makes his hand count the 1, 2, 3, and they give it to Logan. Logan gets the win. Not happy about it. Not happy at all. Just want to throw that out there. But a win is a win, I guess, however you get it.
Except for that one.
But here's the cool thing that happened. And Mikey, I don't know if you want to talk about this a little more in the chat, but when it was all said and done, your boy's doing commentary, so I'm talking, and then I hear, "Hey!" And so, of course, I look up, and Mikey's on the mic with doing an interview, and he says that chair shot woke something up in him that's been buried for a long time, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do and talk to whatever higher-ups he needs to talk to. But at the TMW Event Center on May 11th, if there's any way to make it happen, it will be Mike Caldwell versus Logan Knight in the middle of the ring.
Shoo!
So we are hoping for good news from Mikey. I know he's got to talk to some of the higher ups, make it happen, because he's been retired. I'm not sure if he's cleared. Mikey, you might throw something on that, but I think we're going to see Mike versus Logan.
And he's talking to me about how many hats he wants to wear. He's putting all the hats on. He chose to be the ref. He's going to fight Logan. I'm not. I'm just telling you what hats you put on.
Mikey's saying no wedding this time.
No, but yeah, fair. But yeah.
Yeah, I believe he's telling you you're going to have to be at this one.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, the idea of Logan Knight versus Mike Caldwell, more than a year, like a couple of years in the making.
And his name is John C.
I'm about it. I think if I've got to go talk to Terry Pantera myself, I'm about it.
Appreciate you, J-Reb.
Cameron, what's up, brother? Glad to see you in the chat. Thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate you with that.
What was I going to say? Oh, if another chair comes out, Mike, don't worry. I'll grab the mic and yell that they're suspended. I can do that.
Are you going to borrow a hat? I got you.
I got it. I'll yell at them and tell them they're suspended. Don't worry.
Camino in the chat saying lots of intriguing things happened last Saturday, it seems. BCW plays for keeps, and you ain't never lied. It was a hell of a match. Again, Logan Knight with the dirty win on that. And then that took us to the main event. 5-star Kane Carter versus the Living Proof Justin Taylor. And these two have been trying to get in front of each other in the ring for a long time. And I'm so glad that they did, because damn, what a match. I don't know if you've seen any of the So I'm looking over at the chat. Mikey says, I just need you to wear that commentary hat there, buddy.
I don't wear hats. I don't know if you've seen alfalfa.
All right, so I don't know if you've seen the pictures. If you haven't, Jay Conrad Photography on socials, go check it out, because he got the shots that count for sure. This match was in the ring. This match was out of the ring. There's one point that Justin Taylor got thrown into the chairs. There's a
Gosh.
Kane Carter like set a chair on top of Justin and sat down on it. I mean, make sure if you haven't done it yet, go check out Jay Conrad Photography Social because he's got the shots and damn. But this
The
match,
shots that count.
23 minutes this match went. And it was 23 minutes of intensity from start to finish, absolute fire the entire match. Sarah's saying one of our camera guys nearly got hit with a chair. It got wild. Like it went out in the crowd, and there's some danger involved in this job that we do. But no, seriously, man, what a match. And kudos to Justin and Kane Carter for just putting on a barn burner.
I was gonna say I haven't seen Kane Carter, but Justin never fails to deliver. So you get another person who never fails to deliver, and that's just a perfect storm.
Well, and by telling you that this match went 23 minutes, you can tell that Kane Carter is on that level with Justin.
Yep.
And it was such a good match. And in the end, Justin gets the win, shows why he is the living proof all day, every day. And that ended what was just one hell of a show. So kudos to Mike and Jeb and Kane and Justin and everybody that was on that card for putting on such a great show. Mikey's saying so he wasn't too excited about a couple of things. One, the ref lost complete control, which is true. Like when they got out of the ring, and I'm not gonna lie, if I had on the zebra stripes during that match and he's throwing Justin into the chairs, yeah, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, no, can't do it.
No. And then of course, number 2, he had to buy the venue some new chairs because things got crazy.
You put that hat on.
This is a hat show. That's what this is. But the next time you put on a hat, make it an official. No, I'm just kidding.
What? He did it. He did it.
I did the thing. No, it was seriously great show from everybody involved in it, and I cannot wait. Head Games, May 11th, TMW Event Center. It's going to be one for the books. Camino having to pack. Camino, thanks for being on the show, brother. As always, we will see you in the next one. Be careful where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give you the yeah early.
Hey, I'm trying, okay? I'm just no, seriously, great show from everyone, and I look forward to it. That was Saturday night. Now we're going to get into some SmackDown.
Justin Taylor, also a man of many hats, made a appearance on SmackDown Friday night.
As did Tino Valentino.
Yeah, well, I was just before he beat up Kane Carter, he was on SmackDown. So
he was, and how cool is that? Like you turn on SmackDown and you know, hey, I know that guy. Oh, like, Mama Bruss and I were watching SmackDown, and she's like, "Is that's Justin Taylor?" I was like, "Yes, it is." And then they turned the camera, and there's Tino Valentino and a host of others, and it's so good to see, Texas wrestlers, Texas independent wrestlers getting those opportunities. Mikey's saying Exodus was there as well.
Oh, I didn't even see him. I guess
I'm about to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, I have to go look. I didn't.
But what an opportunity. I mean, how awesome is that to have that opportunity? So congrats to all the guys that got that opportunity to be security. And stop and think about how surreal that's got to be. You're a Texas independent wrestler, and you're standing ringside with The Rock and Roman Reigns and Cody and Seth and Solo and Jimmy and Paul Heyman, and they're all there. And you're just
quite the atmosphere.
I couldn't even imagine. Mikey says, look for the hair. Did he have the same do that he did at Separate Ways, Mike? Because I'm going to tell you now.
The same do?
During their match, well, he had like little things all over the place. But during their match, it was funny because Exodus got Gabriel in a headlock and then just started messing with his hair, or lack of thereof at that point. But Gabe did the same thing back to Exodus. It was funny. It was funny.
Oh, that's funny.
But let's go ahead and get into SmackDown. The first segment we get, Logan Paul comes out and he brings KSI with him and reveals that Prime Hydration is going to be the center ring sponsor on all PLEs going forward, which is a new thing for WWE. That's
huge. I mean,
it is huge, especially since the first PLE that's going to be at is freaking WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, no, that's big. I feel like it would be, I don't know, at this point better off as like just a Logan thing, like in all of Logan's matches that's the center. But
I can see that.
I mean, I get, but you start like, people paying to be the center. Oh man, you're gonna, especially at WrestleMania. Some people was like, hey, if you put Slim Jim at the center, we'll give you another milli, or not really, but you know what I mean.
Look, I just want to get the Not Your Average Mark logo like on the turnbuckle or something.
Yeah, just
Like
on the corner of the announce table. Like,
I'll send him a sticker. It's cool. I can do that.
Yeah, even just like in the reflection of like Cole's glasses or something. Like just whatever that costs, we'll do that.
Mikey saying in the chat, sponsorships are so important to make shows work, and that's no lie. I mean, shows, especially in the indie circuit, shows don't happen without sponsorship. So it's really cool to see that at that level as well. Randy Orton comes out and
no. First, this is when I knew something bad was going to happen because KSI came out.
Right,
KSI does not.
KSI with him.
Yeah, I was saying. Oh yeah, I was like KSI does not make an appearance, and something bad not happen. It never.
He's like the Pete Rose of today. That's what
he is. Yeah, I mean, something is happening to KSI if he makes an appearance on WWE television.
And that is exactly what happened. Randy comes out. He tries to give Logan an RKO. Logan gets out of it, rolls out of the ring, takes off. And guess who's left standing in the ring and knows? You can see it on his face. He knows what's fixing to happen.
He took a great RKO, I'll tell you what.
He did. He sold it really, really well. And then Randy walks over, grabs a bottle of Prime, takes a drink, looks right at Logan, says, "This is really good." And then proceeds to pour it on KSI's crotch.
Yep.
So.
Nice.
Yeah. Of course, we leave Orton in the ring, and our first match is Orton and KO versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This is a good match overall. I mean, let's not pretend we didn't know what was going to happen here. Like, I mean, did anybody really think Austin and Waller were going to win this one? Of course, that's what we got. However, I do want to say the use of the pop-up RKO as a finisher, that was cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Theory, oh man, Theory is so good. I hope they use him in like a more prominent. I mean, I guess he gets plenty of time, but man, his work in the ring is so good.
Well, and I feel like more and more one time they're showing, Grayson Waller getting Austin Theory into some mess, and other times they're showing Austin Theory having to save Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
And so I feel like sooner or later we're going to get that split, and that's when we're going to get Austin Theory making his way up, in my opinion. I will say this about Grayson Waller, though. The clothesline that he gave to KO, damn.
Yeah.
Like, that hurt me.
No, it was a great match. And anytime you get those four in the ring, you're going to get something good. I mean, they're all great competitors, obviously.
Now, I think, I don't know for sure, but I think with, Orton and KO and the history both of them have with Logan Paul, I think we end up with a triple threat for the U.S. title at Mania.
I could see it. I mean, especially with like the weird little stare down Randy and KO had whenever he almost knocked him out with the brass knucks,
Yep.
which Randy Orton is in sole possession of now. So
It's-
that's a problem for everybody.
That is a huge problem, and that was gonna be the next thing I said is we get the brass knucks gimmick again, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm so tired of the brass knucks thing. But Randy gets him and he goes to hit and he almost hits KO, but he backs it off, doesn't hit him, and then proceeds to drop him down his tights. Which if anybody goes and gets them, that's on them.
Yeah.
Those belong to Randy now. So. I agree with you though. The fact that Randy Orton, the Viper, has brass knucks. That's a whole ass problem.
Yeah, that's a problem for anybody. You never know what he's gonna do.
We got Lashley and Karrion Kross. This was like a hard hitting match. Like there wasn't anything pretty about this match. This was a fight.
Yeah.
Looked like Bobby had it won, and then Authors of Pain show up, and we get the rumble between AOP and the Street Profits, and BFAB went after Scarlett, and I mean it's WrestleMania build. It's what it is. And because of that, I'm okay with this match because the match itself, like I said, there wasn't nothing pretty about this match.
No,
but it was a good WrestleMania
feud.
Rick saying trios bout at Mania, Pride versus Final Testament. I think that is exactly where we're headed.
Yeah. I think so. I mean,
and then we get Michin versus Tiffany Stratton. Don't you do it? Don't you do it?
Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. Yeah. Come on now.
Michin's starting off strong with this one, but after a few moves, I've got to say it. Tiffany Stratton put on a clinic.
Oh yeah, no, she is
she showcased
bonafide stud. She
is a star, no question about it, and she'd be 100% for me if she'd lose the Tiffy time. Tiffy time,
nope.
Tiffy time.
You're just a hater.
No, I think she's a great wrestler. She's great talent. I just can't stand the Tiffy time.
Well. You know who could? Australia. Australia loved Tiffy time, okay? Australia matters more.
I'm sure Philadelphia is going to love Tiffy time. I just don't. I don't love Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton's great, though. She ends up getting the win in the end with the prettiest moonsault ever. Her words, not mine.
It is pretty, though.
No, it is. She does
It's really a process to get there.
I still my favorite thing about Tiffany Stratton in the ring was her swanton that I thought she was going to die in because she waited till the very last second to do the flip.
Yeah, no, I thought she was finished. I was like, she's not rolling over. She's done.
So from that we cut to AJ Styles, and I got to give it to AJ Styles. You know, seen some of his angry stuff before, and it's never been as good as it is right now. Yeah. Like he cut just a scathing promo on LA Knight.
On TV, recorded because he's scared.
He didn't. Yeah, he wasn't there. This was bringing it via satellite.
Yeah.
LA Knight, of course, in attendance and watching what happened, and decided to take his frustrations out on said TV. I don't think that TV is ever going to mess with him again.
See, Mike, at least you don't have to pay for TVs for the venue. I'd rather pay for a chair than a TV.
That's true. But that whole setup is, I mean, obviously we're getting LA Knight and AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wanted to see it be more like, you know, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Logan Paul, but they're moving a different direction with that.
I don't think you have to have a title for that. I mean, they've made this feud pretty personal where you don't need a title for it, I think, at this point.
At this point, and I don't even think LA Knight needs a title to be relevant because he doesn't. But, you know, to me, it's just a matter of growing the way he did organically, getting the crowd behind him the way he did, becoming the megastar the way he did. You know, putting a belt on him, in my opinion, is just giving him his flowers. You know?
Yeah. I don't. As far as what Rick said, I could see it for sure, but also these two haven't had a legit, I guess, singles match in this feud.
True.
So, I mean, but yeah, at WrestleMania, I bet it's probably a stipulation.
What would that stipulation be, though?
Street fight, something along those lines, probably. Yeah.
AJ don't want no street fight with LA Knight.
AJ, a Georgia boy.
That's true. He is.
He a Georgia boy,
but he ain't a megastar.
but
Let
he
me
a
tell
Georgia
you.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Interested to see where they go. From that, we went to Dragon Lee versus Angel Garza. It's obviously a build match for WrestleMania. I mean,
Yep.
I think we get 2 matches out of that. I think we get LWO versus Legado, and we get Ray versus Escobar.
I bet we don't get Legato and LWO at Mania. I bet that's like a SmackDown, SmackDown before Mania or something.
Well, you've got 2 nights to fill.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on to fill it.
That's true. That's what I see, though.
You see how they do. I mean, one night is probably 5-6 matches, maybe. So for sure for night 1, you got a 6-pack ladder match that's going to take quarter of the time, and then you got the Rock and that match that's going to take 25 minutes for entrances.
That's true. That is a long entrance. Let's talk about that for a second. The Rock's entrance
Was
his
sick.
entrance with
Oh
the
my
lightning and
God.
everything.
It was so dope.
cool.
It
Like,
was,
I dig it. I do. I dig it a lot.
yeah, it was dope.
But to finish talking about Dragon Lee and Angel Garza, like I said, it's a WrestleMania build match. That's what it is. Lee gets the win, but of course Legato gives him a beat down, stands tall over him to assert their dominance.
Yeah. I
So-
definitely think we see Legato obviously at Mania, but I don't think their match will be on the Mania card.
I still say I want to see Ray versus Escobar with LWO and Legato as lumberjacks. That's what I want to see.
Aren't lumberjacks supposed to be impartial?
No, not in that one. Of course, that brought us to the end of the show, which is what everybody wanted, and that is Cody and Seth bringing their answer face to face to the Bloodline. Very famously now, Roman Reigns addresses the crowd and says, "Greatness stands before you now. Acknowledge us." Okay. Giving up a little bit of the spotlight there. I see it. Cody does what Cody does. He speaks very professionally about what's going on, and The Rock stops him. And some people had some problems with this promo, and I'll let you guys decide how you feel about it. But The Rock says, you see what I did there? The Rock says, The Rock looks at Cody and says, "You shut up, boy." Like, people are like, "Whoa, wait a minute. You can't say that on TV right now. 2024. You can't call him boy." But The Rock shuts him up, tells Seth Rollins, "You shut up before you even start talking." He lays it all out there, what it's going to be, lays out the stipulations, and I got what I was waiting for. Seth Rollins looks at The Rock and says, "Will you shut the hell up? You've had your time. You can't have
midlife crisis."
Yes. Called The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Diarrhea Dwayne, called him Mr. Midlife Crisis. I feel like that's going to stick. So whole thing goes out, and The Rock starts talking about, Roman Reigns' grandfather's looking down and he's proud, and the High Chief Peter Maivia is looking down and he's proud, and Dusty Rhodes is looking down, and then just stops. Doesn't say he's proud. Says one of The Rock's heroes, Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, and starts talking about Cody's family and says, "You're 20 years younger than your sister, right?" And Cody just kind of nods his head. He says, "You know why? Because you were a mistake."
And
I
we're
said,
just gonna skip over the fact that Rock's oldest daughter is like 22 or 23, and his youngest is like 5. What does that say, brother?
or we could leave out the fact that there's 15 years between Roman Reigns and his older sibling. Just say.
Yeah. I mean,
It made for a good storyline though, and Cody finally got the chance to slap the hell out of The Rock, and
yep.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
I dug it.
Man, I was the stare down at the end there. I was sad. No, I wanted to see like a little scuffle or something, but
I will say that saved the show for me because the show wasn't that great, in my opinion.
No.
It wasn't. I mean, I quite literally, without the Cody, Seth, Rock, Roman thing, would have given this a C. It was not a great show.
Fair.
There wasn't a whole lot to it, but because of this, I will give it a B.
That's a fair rating. I could, yeah, solid B.
Which reminds me, we didn't give a rating to BCW Separate Ways. I am going to give that show an A minus. Why an A minus? Why not an A? Why not an A plus? Because we stopped. There wasn't more. I wanted so much. I was ready for more after those matches. So I'm gonna go A minus. That's what I'm gonna do for Separate Ways. But I give it a B. I'll give SmackDown a B.
I'll give Separate Ways an A. It would have been A plus, but Mikey had some problems reffing, so
He said that. I didn't say that.
yeah.
He was the best ref of the night. What are you talking about?
I didn't say I didn't say he was the problem. He just had some problems,
From that, let's go ahead and move into Raw. We start out with Drew. Drew McIntyre is just gold right now.
Great promo. I've been asking for heel.
Oh, you just got quiet all of a sudden. I think Mikey may have muted your mic, like with his mind. You started talking about him, he muted your mic. Well, while he's getting everything together with his mic, he's 100% been looking for a heel Drew. Like,
There we go.
there you go. Now he's back.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Okay. As I was saying, I didn't hear anything you said, but I've been asking for this since like we started the podcast. So now that we're finally getting it, and he's like the most entertaining guy in WWE right now, fantastic. Love it.
Well, and it's not just in the ring. Like, I saw a video last week where he's in his car and he's driving, and the fans are out there. Yeah, the fans are out there screaming CM Punk, and one guy's telling Drew to bring his old music back, and he turns music on. Drew's driving around playing CM Punk's music, calling him all Mark. It was great.
Yeah, no, and then like his TikToks, when he pulled up to the show 2 weeks ago and Seth was on the poster with no title, and he was like, "That's very fitting because he doesn't represent, he's just in all aspects just killing it right now."
And that's exactly where he was going with this. And I've got to say, the way he mocks Seth's laugh, like him trying to do Seth's laugh, was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was great.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, go back and pull up or go to YouTube, and there's a site, things you might have missed. Pull it up. You won't be disappointed.
He combated the what chance well.
He did.
Hit the if you're happy I took out CM Punk, say what? And then they started chanting CM Punk, and he said, "You should be paying me, I'm the only one keeping you relevant still."
And so smooth with it too. Like just straight into it. And so far, like going so far as to call himself DM Hunk. What the hell? But
Oh, man.
the segment was great. Like the opening segment was great. The thing that sat with me though was after Seth came out. Seth says Drew is the last thing he is worried about. And Drew put out a video about this, and he made a very valid point. If Drew is the last thing Seth is worried about, then that championship is the last thing Seth is worried about. And he makes a valid point, you know?
It's just so funny that this heel Drew is so selfish, but he puts it over that he's doing it for the good of the WWE, the good of the people. And it's
I
like
get it.
obviously that's not the case. Yeah. It's just so his character work is so good right now.
After that, we get into Becky versus Liv, which was good for me.
I mean, it was a good match anyway.
It
Raw
was.
was just
Anytime I get to see
we'll get
Liv
into
wrestle
it.
is good for me, though. No,
Soup.
great match. All in all, great match. So give us a little rundown on what happened after the match.
Well, they were backstage and went to shake hands, and Nia Jax didn't like that apparently. Was not a fan at all.
At all.
And yeah, not at all. Put Becky through a table. I don't know what Becky did besides, beat her, but yeah, put Becky through a table. And now we have a last woman standing match on Monday between Nia and Becky.
Looking forward to that. Like Becky usually does her thing and does her promos and sometimes does the the knife hand when she does it.
Yeah.
And she was leaned over like this and just had the look on her face.
And
It
then
was
Rhea came
so
out.
bad.
I forgot about that. Rhea
Yeah.
came out. That's what you were talking about. Yeah,
That's what I
Rhea
was
came
talking about.
out. And her and Liv had a nice little stare down. And then Rhea delivered a very good promo that Becky Lynch just wants to get beat up because she wants an excuse for as to why she's going to lose, because no matter what happens, she's going to lose. And then, the whole crowd's chanting mommy. So Becky kind of feels that. And she says, if the whole world's against me, watch out. Like, I'm unstoppable. And then dropped the mic and walked out. And then proceeded to get beat up by Nia Jax.
Yeah. There was a point that when Liv's leaving the ring and Rhea's coming in, that Liv looked her right in the face and said, "I'm going to take everything from you. Watch me."
Ooh.
Like, it was good. I'm so happy with what they're doing with the women's division. Like, it's really, really good. We go from that to a promo or not really a promo, a segment with Cody and Michael Cole. And what a segment that was.
Yeah.
Cody said that The Rock says he's my boss, and I don't know if he is my boss, but if he is, hey, it feels good to slap the boss.
And Michael Cole brings up a solid fact that a lot of people have been pointing out, that Seth Rollins is not the most trustworthy individual.
Very true. How do you trust Seth in this? Which Cody had a good answer for. He's like, I've gone to battle with him, and I trust him in this.
Well, and he also referred to going to lands unmentioned and smashing the throne, and how people change.
That was kind of cool that he made mention of AEW without making mention of AEW, and
I think
Mike
like
is saying
Sami
Cody's
Zayn.
on a different level.
I think Sami Zayn is the only person who's like actually said AEW on live television.
And immediately followed it with,
yeah.
That was, all in all, it was a good promo. Cody did get emotional talking about, I can't hand the title to Dusty Rhodes, and my mom is all I've got left, and like, it was emotional. It was, and it seemed very, very genuine. So All in all, I was all about that segment. Of course, we had the women's tag champ match. Kabuki Warriors
banger match.
Kabuki Warriors
my
versus
gosh.
Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark.
I thought there was 0.5 that.
You thought that Zoe was going to take it? And I'm with him on that. I thought there was a point there that I thought they need a team name, but it's Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. There was a point I thought they were going to take it. I really did. And then, of course, the Kabuki Warriors get the win in that one. I have to find out what's going on with his mic. Can you hear me now? No? All right, so I'm going to continue on with this a little bit, and he'll jump back in as he gets his mic working. The next thing that all right, Seraph, community standards. Next thing we had was R-Truth versus Damian Priest, and it was a good match. What can I say? Oh, there he is.
Hello, I can hear. I was about to go mess with some stuff. But it works. I did call it mean names, Patrick. So don't worry.
So give me your rundown on the women's title match.
I thought for a second that there was a chance the Kabuki Warriors might lose. I obviously didn't think that going into it, but then there was a spot in the match where I was like, oh, wow, this may actually happen. But, of course, the Kabuki Warriors pulled it out. I think Kairi Sane has one of, like, the prettiest looking moves. Her elbow on the top rope.
The insane
looks
elbow.
Fantastic. Yeah, looks fantastic. And the women's tag champs, at least, I won't go as far as say the tag division right now, look very strong.
Agreed.
I wish the whole division would get on par with that.
And I feel like they're moving that direction. Like, I feel like we're not far from that.
Yeah. Zoe Stark is so good too. Like,
she is. She's something else.
Yeah.
We went from that to R-Truth versus Damian Priest. I thought for just a second.
NDX.
Yeah, NDX. Or no, Regeneration X.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be sad if at WrestleMania you don't hear, "Are you ready? Dum, dum." And a big DX comes up on the screen with spray paint that has an R, or tape. Even better, a piece of tape that covers the D and has an R on it for Regeneration X. I'd be sad if that don't happen. Trips, if you're listening, because of course you are, make it happen, dude. Make it happen.
Do it.
I'm going to have to see the Regeneration X thing.
Yeah, R-Truth that dude can go. It's crazy the level at which he can still compete for as long as he's been doing it.
R-Truth is a national treasure and should be treated as such.
Damian Priest did not treat him as such.
No, Damian Priest did not at all treat him as such. I will say, though, I thought for just a minute Truth had it. He pulled the whole Cena gimmick, and I thought he had it.
That's Truth's thing. It's not the Cena thing anymore. It's Truth's 5 moves of doom.
That's right. It's the Truth's 5 moves of doom.
And for a minute there, I thought Johnny Gargano killed JD McDonough. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or no, R-Truth. I thought R-Truth killed. Because Johnny Gargano is like the only one who saw R-Truth jumping, and then R-Truth's whole body just landed on top of JD's head. I was like, he's dead. He's done for.
There's no more JD. He's done.
Yeah, because R-Truth got up there and he like waited for a second, and nobody really looked at him, and he was just like, obviously he's not going to sit up there for 10 seconds for somebody to look, so he just jumped.
It was a hell of a match. Damian Priest, of course, in the end gets the win. And that took us into a quick segment with Jey Uso. And I call it a quick segment because this segment shows that you can cut a hell of a promo and get the whole crowd into it and say what you got to say and be done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is
And-
something that can be done.
It's insane that you look at it like 5 years ago, and Jay was just one of the Usos, and now he's like one of the most over baby faces in the business right now. It's so awesome to see.
Do this professionally. Eat.
Yeah.
Throwback
Do
to
you
Triple
feel
H.
him, sir?
I will. That's going to be something I never forget. Is Triple H leaning over after all of them and going, "Eat." That's great.
That was the funniest thing about that to me was Jay. He kept saying like, "You feel me?" And then Cody just, "Do you feel him, sir?"
Well, in this one, Jey Uso, of course, challenging his twin brother at WrestleMania, and he did it right. You know, brother versus brother, twin versus twin, Oos versus Oos. And he messed up a little bit, said me versus
He
me,
said-
but
Yeah.
covered it good with Jimmy versus Jay. And now we wait for the answer.
I mean, basically, it's me versus me because
I mean, they are twins.
you're the twin, you know. You can cover it up.
It was just a really great spot. I dug it. I did. And I mean, we all knew this match was coming. We all knew this was going to be a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, that's why we were all so flabbergasted by what happened at what pay per view even was it? When did him and Roman fight?
Oh, I don't remember.
Was that SummerSlam?
That may have been SummerSlam.
Yeah, man, that was a
It's
long
been a
time
minute.
ago.
So that brought us into the match of the night, the main event, the 6-man gauntlet match for the IC, the chance to go against Gunther for the IC title. And it was good. Welcome back, Ricochet. Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Oh, him and JD put on a show for like the first 15 minutes.
I want more of that. I want more
Yeah.
Ricochet and JD McDonough because that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Let me tell you something about Ricochet, and I told you about this yesterday. I saw a video. Ricochet's walking. He's in his suit. He's with Samantha. He's got his dress shoes on, his suit. He's pushing his luggage, and a fan yells out to him and asks him for a backflip. This man in a full 3-piece suit and dress shoes pushes his luggage forward a little bit, does a backflip, lands, grabs his luggage, and keeps walking like nothing ever happened. It was cool.
That would be cool. I mean, you got to do something with Jade at this point. You got to find something to do. And then you had the whole spot on SmackDown with Naomi and Belair.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for Bailey.
I don't. She made her bed.
Yeah.
Why are we talking like that? Stop that. For those that are listening along, Rick saying in the chat that I'm hearing Dakota Kai and the Kabuki Warriors versus Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. What a match! I mean, I'm about that. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for that. But this gauntlet IC match, man. Like you said, like I said, JD McDonough and Ricochet just killed it for the first two. Of course, Ricochet gets that win, and out comes Big Bronson Reed.
Big Bronson Reed did big Bronson things.
I didn't realize just how big Bronson Reed is until Ricochet stands beside him, and then you're like, whoa.
I thought the funniest thing that I had never noticed until Monday was watching Bronson Reed's arms when he does his splash. It's like he's excited. Like,
Bronson,
just watch it next
you're
time.
watching.
Just watch it. Yeah. Just watch it next time and don't just picture him like just excited. Like he's about to unwrap a present or something.
If I remember correctly, Bronson Reed got the win on Ricochet, put Ricochet out, and then out comes Sammy.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
Let's go. Something to say about Sammy, something that I don't know if I think they said it on Raw, but if you didn't watch the match, just something to throw out there for you. Sammy's celebrating Ramadan. So before this match, he had eaten nothing. he had drank nothing because during this time of Ramadan, you can't eat or drink anything. And once the sun goes down, you can drink water. So he's going into this match having not eaten or drank anything, which is impressive by itself. But he and Bronson Reed go at it. He gets the pin on Bronson Reed. Out comes Shinsuke Nakamura. And I mean, they did good. They had a pretty good back and forth. So I thought Sammy's leg was like,
yeah, not to mention after Bronson loses, he absolutely smashes Sami Zayn as Shinsuke's walking to the ring.
Shinsuke just kind of slows down and watches.
Yeah, so Shinsuke kind of had an advantage going into this, but
he was able to get the
capitalize.
Yeah, he was able to capitalize, get the haluva kick to take out Shinsuke, and then out comes Chad Gable. And I was torn before this match ever started. I said this last week. I'm kind of torn because, you know, the storyline push is that the window is closing for Sami Zayn. And so I kind of felt like that's the direction they're going to go with it. But I'm really liking the Chad Gable story.
They even gave Chatty Daddy a vignette. He had a vignette.
He did. He had a vignette. Their portion of this match took a lot longer than the rest of them, and well deserved. It was a clinic on how to do a match because I don't know, you kind of got the Sammy's down and having to fight back thing because he got put in the ankle lock probably 6 times. Like I'm surprised.
I think one ankle lock was like a quarter of the match at one point. Like,
well, and you know, I've always been a fan of the ankle lock, even when Kurt was doing it. But Chad Gable had his foot turned and then dipped like that. Like it looked like it hurt.
I was watching it. I was just thinking, no one will ever do an ankle lock like Kurt did, though. Kurt made you like think he was breaking their ankle, like just he was screaming and like just jerking violently.
It was a hell of a sell. Kurt did. Yeah. There's no question about that. In the end, though, after all the back and forth, after all the ankle locks, Sami Zayn able to get the win and is going to WrestleMania to take on Gunther for the IC title. I personally don't see him taking it.
I thought for 0.5 we were gonna get like a Chad Gable heel turn because they like focused on them in the ring. Like Chad was real upset and just staring at Sammy for a minute. He took a minute to shake his hand. I was like, is Chad about to beat up on Sami Zayn? What's fixing to happen here? But obviously we didn't get that. They hugged it out. And I was mad because I wanted Chad Gable to win.
For several weeks, I've been saying Raw's got to step it up because SmackDown has been a better show. Apparently,
A+ for me.
Trips was listening to me because, you know, we got it like that. And Raw definitely stepped it up. This was a great show. A+ for me as well.
Yeah. Not a bad match. Yeah. Great promos. Not a bad match. I mean, this was a great road to WrestleMania Raw. I tell you what, it was awesome.
I'm here for it. Speaking of awesome, we got one more thing to talk about. That, of course, being Squared Circle Pro Spring Break, the literal version, coming up March 23rd. Jake's Back Room. I am stoked for this damn show, and I have the full card for you now. You're gonna dig this. But before we get into the card, like when I found out about this, like 8-year-old me started running around in circles because you will get the opportunity. Of course, it's like it is every other time. You know, doors open at 5:30, first bell's at 6, $10 at the door. But get there early because at 4:30, they're opening the doors for your chance to meet WWE legends and Hall of Famers, Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer Valentine. It's going to be your opportunity. Like, this was one of the greatest IC rivalries ever. Like, ever. You know, we're talking about Gunther and Sammy and all that. This was one of the greatest ever, and it's your chance to meet them. So those doors open at 4:30. They do have their own pricing as far as the meet and greets and the pictures, all that stuff. We'll have all that available for you. Make sure you check the socials for that, for us and for Squared Circle Pro. But let's get into this let's get into this card a little bit. So we've got a mystery partner tag team grudge match. Mr. Gold Girls and Glory himself, Bam Bam Malone and Nolan Phillips, going up against Ryan Justice and a mystery partner.
I'm intrigued.
As am I. Ryan, of course, no love for Nolan or Bam Bam, either one. So I'm interested to see. And like, who doesn't want to step in there with Ryan? Like, I could see it being Justin. I could see it being Jeb. I could see it being Draven Reeves. I mean, there's a whole list of people I could see it being.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun to see who he gets in his corner to go against them. And do I hope that he whoops the hell out of Nolan Phillips? Maybe.
Yes. I'll say it. Yes.
We have yes. We have a singles match. The Gladiator Bobby Venom returning after 2 years of retirement to take on the one and only Noby Bryant. This is going to be a banger match. That's just all there is to it. I don't know what else to say that.
Man, what a coming out of retirement opponent. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Bobby Venom and Noby Bryant. I'm about it. I'm
chose
I'm
definitely. Yeah, it's like definitely chose not to ease back into it. Just straight into it.
We also have a tag team grudge match, which is certified wild card, which is, of course, is Draven Reeves and Jeb Bingham going against Code, Logan Knight, Rob Boris. Both of these teams, there's no love lost there. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to this one. It's gonna be good.
Let's go, Jeb. Let's go, Draven.
Mikey says, ew. Of course, when we talk about no love lost, you got Logan and Mikey. And they're going to be in the same building. So Mikey, deep breaths, a couple of Long Island, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
We've got some tag team tournament round 1 matches. Of course, we've got a year-long tag team tournament going on to crown new tag team champions. We've got the first one being the Art of Royalty, which is King Kizzy and Donovan Pierce, going against Los Espectaculares. I said it. That being Manolo Dragonfly and Payasito Jr. It's going to be kind of a crazy matchup because the Art of Royalty, those are big dudes, like big dudes. But I've said it before and I'll say it again when it comes to like Payasito Jr., you can't hit what you can't catch. And he is fast. Like he's all over the place. So this is a good matchup. It's going to be interesting to see where that one goes. Our second match in the round 1 of the tag team tournament, Pure Genetics, that being the Product James Derrick and awesome Austin Jordan going against the Riot, Reggie Lincoln and Stonewall Rimpson. The Riot, those are big dudes.
Yeah, I was about to say you're talking about big dudes.
Yeah. This Pure Genetics put out a promo at the last show talking about how they're ready to do this. And I have not had the opportunity to see them wrestle, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. But they have got one hell of a challenge in front of them with the Riot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be fun to see. And then our last one, TJ Slater and Nate Collins going against Justin Taylor and Marquise Jackson. This has been kind of a brewing thing for a little while. So I'm glad that these two teams are in the tournament because that's going to be something to see.
Yeah.
Of course, Justin Taylor, always banger matches. Marquise Jackson, that dude's a powerhouse, as is TJ Slater. So, I mean, it's just, and Nate Collins, all fight all the time.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, the last time Justin and Marquise were in the ring together was an awesome match. I mean,
it was absolutely no question about that. We've got 3 matches coming straight from the desk of our women's GM Medusa. We've got a fatal 4-way. Aaron Aris against Morgan Mercy versus Nikki Chase and versus an opponent to be determined. So we've got that fatal 4-way. We've got a women's tag team match. Nova Phoenix and Skylar Slice against Victoria Mosh and Kay Daver. a debuting cadaver at that. So I'm looking forward to see how that one turns out. And then, of course, we have a triple threat women's West Texas championship match. Our champion, Misty Marks, versus Olivier Vegas versus Reza Clark. So, you know, the Divas of Destruction have been a thorn in the side of Misty Marks, but now they're
a handicap match, or is it a triple threat? You know, who really wants the title?
well, see,
Is that
they're
gonna be their downfall?
you have to stop and think about that for a second, though. That it could be they could go 2-on-1 if they want to, but there can only be one champ. So it's going to be interesting to see, do they work together? Do they work against each other? What's going to happen?
Get the DX versus John Cena triple threat match, or the bell won and Shawn Michaels super kicked Triple H out of the ring.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
We've got a 5-on-2 grudge match. We've got the Gallery of the Damned, which is Thomas Silva, Alistair, JKM, Poison, and Colt, versus our boys, the Downfall Cathedral, that being Ryan Riven and Ramrock. I mean, they've said it all along. We're here to take everybody on. And tell me, when you look at Ryan Riven, you don't expect him to say, I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Like, I see that being a thing for him. I really do. Like, he's so business all the time. It's awesome. We've got
bubblegum.
We've also got a Squared Circle Pro heavyweight champion, Sam the Man Stackhouse, with Nolan Phillips versus a mystery opponent. It's an open challenge. Like, we don't know who it's going to be. Sam's put an open challenge out there. And are you ready for this? Not only is this a heavyweight championship match, but it's a no-holds-barred match.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Yeah, so this could get real interesting real quick.
Oh, man.
Is it you, son? Are you stepping in with Sam Stackhouse?
Well, I didn't know it was a no holds barred match before. I'm gonna have to rethink my submission.
It's going to be a good match either way. I've never seen Sam Stackhouse. I don't care who you put across from him. I've never seen Sam Stackhouse put on a bad match. And when you take somebody like him, who I found out at our last show does a whole like move where he does a swanton through a table. Like, I need to see this. Sam Stackhouse, if you're watching right now. And if you're not watching, somebody that's watching knows Sam Stackhouse and he needs to see this. I want to see this move. Make it happen.
Do it.
And then, of course, the match that everybody's waiting for, Boricua Warfare, where you've got La Migra, El Gringo, Charlie 50, Diablo Blanco, and your Squared Circle Pro Heck Yeah Radio pay-per-view champion, Keith Watson. Of course, along with them comes Veronica Vega, going against Team Rivera, which is Brian Rage Rivera, Baby Samoa, Iluvijo, and the OTB, Lilith Blood. Now, what do you do when you have that many people together? You put them in a cage. That's what you do.
That's scary.
Mikey, absolutely correct. It's going to be Rage in a cage, and
Literally.
I am here for it. Like, this is going to be great. No love lost between these teams at all.
Not even a little bit.
Like, Lilith Blood had a problem with Gringo for a long time. Brian Rage Rivera, Baby Samoa have had problems with Diablo Blanco and Charlie 50. Chris Watson has problems with everybody because nobody likes him because he's short and his mama dresses him funny.
Loser.
Yeah, I said it.
He did it.
All in all, this is going to be just insanity. And the insane part of it is it's $10. $10 at the door, March 23rd, Jake's Back Room.
Can't beat it.
No, you can't. You can't. And again, I can't stress enough, be there early for your chance to meet Tito Santana and Greg the Hammer Valentine, because When are you ever going to get an opportunity like that again? I mean, honestly, ask
Yeah.
yourself as a wrestling fan right now. When are you going to get the opportunity to just walk into Jake's in Lubbock, Texas, America, and shake hands and say hello to two WWE Hall of Fame legends?
You won't. You can't.
Exactly. So,
Exactly.
Mikey says, rummage through the couch. You can find $10. It ain't hard. You can do this.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. All the people who paid to go to Dallas and watch SmackDown, you pay $10 and you spend the rest. You spent $300 on a SmackDown ticket. You pay $10, you get into here, you could spend the rest on beer.
There, see? And
That's
Sarah's saying, or you
$290
can find
okay.
it in the cup holder of your car because I feel attacked right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, not anymore. I used to have to cash my checks, and I have like $400 in quarters. It's insane.
All the fun. So, all in all, I mean, that's one match for $1 and a bonus match free. I mean, that's
Exactly.
not wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, that's $1 a match and a bonus match. I mean, are you kidding me? So make sure, and all joking aside and all pushing and everything, if you haven't had the opportunity to see West Texas independent wrestling at its finest, if you didn't get the opportunity to go see BCW Separate Ways because that was just banger after banger after banger, then make it a point to go see Squared Circle Pro because West Texas independent wrestling is on fire right now.
Right. This is the most exciting time in wrestling. It really is. Everywhere is just picking up. It's best time of the year. My favorite time of the year. The next like 3 months of wrestling is just the best.
Well, and it's the best at every level. You know,
Exactly.
you watch
That's what I'm
Raw
saying.
and Raw's a banger. You know, Raw's an A+ show. BCW Separate Ways is an A show, and you've got.
You said A plus, but
Well, you know what? I feel better about it now. You know what? Shut up. Squared Circle Pro going to be an absolute fire show. Like professional wrestling is firing on all cylinders right now, and I'm here for it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the most exciting time in wrestling. Not it in all assets. Next, 3-4 months is the best time of year. I mean, it's like Christmas, but for 4 months.
Now, I know there's some people watching, some people listening. My boy Cameron saying, Guapo, I live in California. I can't come, but I mean, you could. I mean, it's a little more than $10 for you because, plane tickets and such, but you could make it. But for those that can't be here, shame on you for not being here. But you can 100% see all the action. With BCW Separate Ways, the guy saying we're going to have that video out this weekend. For Squared Circle Pro next Saturday, heckyeahradio.com. And you can watch the whole show. Like, there are ways for you to see this if you can't be there, but nothing beats the show live. Just no question about that. Well, we are at that 9:25 mark. So we're going to turn it over to you, son. Let you give any final thoughts you have about this week, about anything coming up, and about all things wrestling.
I mean, we said it. I just said it. It's the most exciting time of the year for me personally. That's never good.
I have to stop you there, Mikey. I appreciate it. I'm already married. She's prettier than you. But I will listen to your proposal just because, we've been married 20 years. So it's been a while. So.
While he types that up, yeah, it's a great week. Look forward to this Saturday. Look forward to the next, couple months. It's going to be awesome. Also having a kid in the next couple months. So, yay.
Yep, it's coming quick, isn't it? For those that don't know, in June, our own little guapo, our own buddy, gonna be a father in June. Baby's due in June. I'm excited to meet my granddaughter. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm looking at what Mikey's got to say. BCW is in Guthrie, Oklahoma, April 13th. Do you guys want to come and do commentary? Yeah.
Oh, Sheriff said Cyraf, sorry. Said about that. Or actually, he said, so AO out that.
AO out that.
AO out that.
So while Sarah's working that out, I mean, absolutely 100%, Mikey. I'm down to do some Guthrie, Oklahoma BCW. You know, that's what we do. We do BCW. We do commentary. That's what we do. As far as final thoughts for me, I, of course, want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching. We enjoy this. Like this is my happy place in the week, is being able to do this. And it's because of you guys. You guys make this so much fun for us. And we couldn't do what we do without all of you. So I'm going to tell you thank you and love you guys. He's going to throw gang signs at you. It's one of them things. As far as a final thought on wrestling, I'm with you. This is the best time of the year as far as wrestling goes, and I'm so excited for it. I'm excited for Squared Circle Pro. I'm excited to see Mikey whoop the snot out of Logan Knight May 11th. I'm excited to see WrestleMania. I'm inviting a few people over. We're gonna have a WrestleMania party. I'm just excited, and I hope that you guys watching and you guys listening are as excited about wrestling at all levels as we are. Like it's just an exciting time. With that, make sure you're getting your tickets to local shows. If you're watching from Dallas, can't make it to a Squared Circle Pro, there's probably 10 local shows in Dallas. Go to one of them. Support some indie wrestling because it is like a drug. It is my favorite drug, and you will not regret going to an indie show because everyone I've been to has been absolute bangers.
Texas Independent Wrestling.
That's right, West Texas Independent Wrestling.
Can't beat it.
With that, I guess we're going to wrap it up for tonight and get ready for some SmackDown tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just a reminder for you.
Yeah.
If you're in the area, if you have the opportunity, Squared Circle Pro, Spring Break, the literal version, Jake's Backroom, Lubbock, Texas, $10. Doors are at 5:30 for general admission, 4:30 to meet WWE legends, WWE Hall of Famers, Tito Santana, Greg the Hammer Valentine. It's a great time to be alive. So until next week, before we talk about next week, we will be back on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday of next week as we do our week-long run-up to the Squared Circle Pro Show. We're going to have guests every night. You don't want to miss any of them. Make sure you've got your I don't know if we're doing that many shows, but you know what? I'm down. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
You don't want to miss out on any of these. We're going to have some great guests. So until Monday night, I am Guapo. That's Little Guapo. Way over there behind the curtains, that's the guy. And we are not your average marks. We'll see y'all next week. Yeah.